Hey fellow book lovers! Yes, I know it has been a very long time since I have last uploaded a video. I have been procrastinating so much and I hate that I do that, and I'm trying so hard to get back into making more videos because I really miss making videos and I love making videos. So just think of this video as a me coming back to YouTube video. So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my 2016 book haul. Pretty much all of the books that I got in 2016. The first book I got is Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. This is the second book in the Giver Quartet. Quartet meaning there are 4 books in the series. Gathering Blue is not only the second book in the quartet, but it is also a companion novel. This book is about Kira, an orphan and a gifted weaver who is spared by the all-powerful Council of Guardians, and her gift is the only reason why she's alive still. Then Kira soon realizes that she's surrounded by mysteries and secrets. So she plans to uncover the truth about her world and what exists beyond it. The Giver is the first book in the Giver Quartet. I actually really loved The Giver, both the book and the movie. So after reading the book, I really wanted to continue on with this quartet. I just never got around to getting the next book. So one day, my older sister surprised me with Gathering Blue. The story sounds pretty interesting and I'm very excited to get around to reading it. The next books I got are The Runaway King and The Shadow Throne, books 2 and 3 in the Ascendance trilogy by Jennifer A. Nielsen. The first book being The False Prince. Since these 2 books are sequels, I can't really say anything about them, but if you want to really know what The False Prince is about, then please go check out my Ascendance trilogy review video, which I will leave a link to in the description down below. All I have to say about this trilogy is that I love this trilogy. I can't really express it enough, so you probably will just have to watch the review to really see how much I really love this trilogy. If you love the Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, and Hunger Games, then you will definitely love this trilogy. The next book is Mark of the Thief by Jennifer A. Nielsen. Yet another book by her. This is the first book in the Mark of the Thief series, which only has 3 books. So I guess you can kind of count it as a trilogy as well. The first book is about Nick, a slave in the mines outside of Rome, goes in a sealed cavern containing the lost treasure of Julius Caesar. He discovers something powerful which Romans would kill for. He wants to be free of the deadly powerful thing he found, and now with a ruthless conspiracy to overthrow the emperor and spark a war to destroy Rome. Nick must use the powerful thing he found to save Rome and to secure his own freedom. This is yet again another book that my older sister has surprised me with one day, and she knew how much I loved Jennifer A. Nielsen, and I have heard of this trilogy. I looked it up on Goodreads, and one of my good friends also recommended this book to me. And after she recommended it to me, like maybe a couple of days later, my sister surprised me with the book. This actually sounds pretty interesting, and if it's anything kind of like Ascendance trilogy, then I know that I will love it. The next book I got is Ender in Exile by Orson Scott Card. This is an all-new direct sequel to Ender's Game, Ender's Game being first in the Ender's saga. Ender's Game is pretty much about a boy named Ender Wiggin, a genius who is sent to be trained to lead in a war against an alien enemy who wants to destroy human life. I have already read Ender's Game, and after reading Ender's Game, I saw the movie directly right after, and I would probably have to say that I do love the book, but I feel like I love the movie more. This is a book that, yet again, my older sister surprised me with one day, and I've never actually heard of this book. Known that there was actually a sequel to Ender's Game called Speaker of the Dead, but I've never actually heard of this one, and this one's actually a brand new one, like as it says, an all-new direct sequel to Ender's Game, so it's going to be interesting to find out what happens in this book. The next book I got is The Fever Code by James Dashner. This is the 5th book in the Maze Runner series, and this is also the prequel to the Maze Runner. If you don't know what the Maze Runner is about, it's pretty much about a teenage boy named Thomas who is sent to a place called the Glade, which is filled with a lot of other boys, and they all have their memories wiped. The only thing they can remember is their first name. The Glade is surrounded by a gigantic maze, so they have to find a way out of that place. So pretty much what happens in the Fever Code is all of the stuff that happened leading up to all of the characters in the Maze Runner going into the Glade in the maze. Yes, I have already read the Fever Code, and I actually loved it, and it was very interesting seeing how James Dashner wrote everything that happened leading up to that moment when they went into the Glade. From pretty much the beginning to the end of the book was all really interesting and well done. So overall, I really enjoyed the Fever Code. If you're new to my channel, I love the Maze Runner series. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and James Dashner is one of my favorite authors of all time. The next book I got is The Scourge by Jennifer A. Nielsen, another one of Jennifer A. Nielsen's books. This is a standalone book, which is about a girl named Annie Wells who is unexpectedly captured by the governor's wardens. She's forced to take a test for the deadly scourge, and the results come back positive. She gets sent to Attic Island, which is for the people who have the deadly scourge. Annie quickly discovers she doesn't know the whole truth about the scourge or the colony. Annie and her best friend plan to escape and expose their cruel plan. I mainly got this book because, one thing, Jennifer A. Nielsen quickly became one of my favorite authors of all time after I read the Ascendance trilogy, because her writing was just so amazing, and I quickly fell in love with The False Prince, which is the first book I read of hers. So after I read the whole trilogy, I just wanted to really read more of her books. And this one sounds kind of right up my alley in a way of like dystopian, post-apocalyptic, almost kind of books, and that's pretty much what this one kind of sounds like. So I'm pretty excited to get around to reading this. The next book I got, which is actually another book that my sister surprised me with, is Unblemished by Sarah Ella. My older sister surprised me with this book for my birthday last year. She was really excited to get it, and she got me interested in wanting to read it, so she got 2 copies for the both of us, and I didn't know when it was gonna come. When it came, I was really happy that I finally had it. And if you don't know who Sarah Ella is, she is a fellow booktuber. This is her debut novel. If you want to really check her out, and I of course will leave a link in the description down below to her channel. This is the first book in the series, and there are going to be 2 more after this. The book is about a girl who has a birthmark covering half her face, and she just wants to graduate high school without getting harmed. Until a boy named Joshua comes into her life and changes her perspective. Her mother and Joshua are the only ones who treat her like she's normal. One night, her mother doesn't come home, and Joshua is now her legal guardian. Things have gone from weird to otherworldly, a world that has been enslaved by a powerful and vile man. Now it's up to Eliana, who holds the answer to defeating him. But how can she become a savior when she can't even save herself? I have already started reading it, but I'm only like 3 chapters into it, and I kind of stopped reading it for months now, and I'm trying to get back into reading it because I really want to continue on with it. The next books, yes, books that I got is The Chronicles of Narnia Full Color Collector's Edition by C.S. Lewis. Pretty much the Chronicles of Narnia box set, but all of the illustrations are in color. I got this for my birthday last year, and on my birthday I actually had a Narnia movie marathon. I really wanted to get this for a long time now, and I'm so happy that I got this. Like, I was freaking out, excited freaking out, when it finally came in the mail. Again, if you're new to my channel, Narnia is my #1 favorite series of all time, and I actually want to get all of the editions, or as many as I can, of the Chronicles of Narnia series. Like, fill a whole bookshelf of nothing but Chronicles of Narnia series. That's my book goal in life, to get all of the editions, or as many as I can, and just fill a whole bookshelf of them. And of course, C.S. Lewis is one of my favorite authors of all time. The next book I got is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. Passenger is the first book in a duology. That means there's only 2 in the series. And Passenger is about a violin prodigy who has lost everything she knows and loves. One day she is playing her violin and gets transported back in time. She meets a stranger with a dangerous agenda and inherited a legacy she knows nothing about from a family member whose existence she's never heard of. Until now. Together, the violin prodigy and stranger embark on a perilous journey. I really wanted to get this book because I've heard great things from it, and it sounds very interesting, because anything to do with time travel, I'm pretty much all for, because I love things that have to do with time travel. This is also like a mix of sci-fi and fantasy, and I love both of those genres. Having her go back in time to like the 1800s in this book, and having the time travel aspect, that just makes it so much more interesting. The next book I got is A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is yet another book by Jennifer A. Nielsen, and this is another standalone book of hers. And this is also a historical fiction book. The book is about the Berlin Wall and a 12-year-old girl named Gerda and her family. Gerda, her mom, and brother lives on the eastern side. Her father and middle brother, who went into the west to find work, cannot return home. One day she spots her father on a viewing platform on the western side. She receives a mysterious drawing. Gerda put 2 and 2 together and concludes that her father wants her and her brother to tunnel beneath the wall. If they are caught, the consequences will be deadly. I really wanted to read this, not only because it's by Jennifer A. Nielsen, of course. I actually really enjoy historical fiction novels, or anything historical fiction. That's another reason why I wanted to get the book, and it's based in Germany. My family on my dad's side is from Germany. The next books I got are Alex Rider, Point Blank, and Skeleton Key by Anthony Horowitz. This is book 2 and 3 in the Alex Rider series, and Alex Rider has 11 books in the series. I read Alex Rider last year, and before that, way before I read the book, I actually saw the movie, and really made me want to read the book. After reading the book, I really wanted to continue on with the series, and I love anything to do with spies. This series is the first spy series that I ever started reading, and there are a lot of books in it, so I'm pretty sure I will be alright with spy books for a while. The Alex Rider series is about Alex Rider, who is a teenage spy, and in each book he gets assigned to a new mission and goes on these insane adventures. So I am really excited to getting around to reading it sometime for me. And this is the last book that I have. I technically did not get this in 2016. I got it this year, and that is The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. As I said before, I love C.S. Lewis, and I want to actually read more of his work, and I heard that The Screwtape Letters is one of the most popular books that he has written, so I'm pretty excited to get around to reading this. So it might possibly be the next book that I'm going to be reading after I'm done with Unblemished, but we'll see. That is my 2016 book haul. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books, and out of all of the books, which one would you read first? All of my social media accounts are down below. If you want to follow me on Twitter for like updates, and follow me on my Instagram if you want to. If you want to see pictures of baked goods that I have made, because I love to bake, and I'm planning on having another baking video coming out. Picture edits, or just pictures of my books, or pictures of other things. And if you are a Narnia fan, then please go follow my Narnia account on Twitter, which is @NarniaSeries, and follow me on my Goodreads if you want to stay up to date of what I'm reading, or if you just want to become friends with me on Goodreads. And please subscribe for hopefully more videos that I will be making really soon. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you all so much, and look out for my next video, which will be coming out sometime soon. Bye, fellow book lovers.